So today I thought we'd take a look at V1 versus OpTic because it was a very fun game, and V1 have definitely cemented themselves as a top NA team now after their win over OpTic, and so I thought I'd take a look at their match on Haven. Now I'm actually going to make two videos about this map because it was that interesting. We're going to take a look at how V1 managed to win this map, and they win 12 rounds in a row, by the way. So OpTic went up 5-1, and then V1 didn't look back and they won 12 in a row, which is quite interesting. But also OpTic used the neon on Victor, and I'm sure you might have already seen some highlights, but I'm also going to do a second video dissecting what OpTic did, because it caused a lot of chaos in these early rounds, but then V1 kind of adapted and sorted it out, and ended up obviously winning the map. So we're going to take a look at two different things about this map, but let's first off start with V1 and how they managed to win this map. So bit of context, and the other video that I'll make on this will give you some context, but basically A main had been a problem because what they had been doing with their breach of V1 is, stunning from here or here maybe, and, hoping to slow them down. And then you have the Astra suck as well, that should slow them down even more. And basically the idea is, not to give away early A main control. And that's what they were trying to do. The problem that they had was, though, that the neon was just running past the normal points at where you would expect anyone to be. The neon was already past all of that utility. And so that meant that they couldn't, control A main at all early on in the round because the neon was just running past it. So first thing that V1 managed to do here in their big comeback was adjust slightly, and you can see straight away that this Astra Star is in a bit of an odd position, you might think, right? It's kind of off center, it's kind of in this, like, towards this corner a bit weird. But that was because the neon, they kind of figured that, hey, this neon is running a bit too far for where the normal Astra Star, maybe in the middle of A main, might be. And so this time, as we watch this round play forward, you're gonna see that, this time this was like the first time that they managed to actually slow down the neon, because as you can see again, Victor is just gonna go sprinting in, but this time the stun this way and the suck over here instead is going to stop Victor in his tracks, and he is going to be slowed down. Now, whilst this is happening, what's also happening here is they're going to get aggressive on them. You can see that they're sending a Sky Flash in there as well, but this Sky is not going to stop, and it is going to keep pushing as well. We've got Penny on the jet here with the op, taking a look in as well, and, they were just going to fight fire with fire in this round is what they decided, and it's going to pay off for them. So you can see here, Victor stunned, sucked in, is eventually going to make his way to short, but by this point, look at how far Zelsis has managed to, find himself. Look at how far up he already is. Absolutely insane, right? And so as we watch it through, Penny and Ye are both going to miss a shot. Don't know how many times that will happen, but then Ye, obviously, with his ult, like kind of, you get to shoot that second bullet a bit faster. He gets the kill. But you can see Zelsis in a very good position, and you can see that OpTic have no idea. And as FNS is beginning to turn around, Zelsis finally takes a shot and gets 2 free kills. But now, obviously, he's in a bit of a situation, right? Like, he doesn't have a flash, that's not good, and he obviously, everyone knows that he's there now, so he needs a way to try and get out, and so he doesn't have that flash. So what he's going to do after, spamming some shots here, is he's going to ult whilst the nebula comes down and the smoke comes down as well, and that's obviously going to allow him the potential to escape. But the thing is, he doesn't really necessarily want to escape, because they have the spike here as well. But as you can see, the neon has quickly decided to, run all the way around A and try and come back. But again, V1 are a very smart team, is what I would say, and are very aware of this. And Effie's is very aware and also manages to get that kill. So now all of a sudden we're in a 4v2, and it's looking very good for V1. Ye tries to, make a bit of a hero play here and try and run through the smoke. Maybe not his best decision, and then we end up in this 4v1, and Marv, after getting 1 kill, is unfortunately going to die to Effie's. And so this was just like some of the way that V1 said, you're not doing this A main thing anymore. This was kind of the end of this kind of thing, where V1 said, this isn't happening anymore. We've kind of figured it out. We know where the utility needs to go to try and stop this, and they were very successful from this point on regards to A main. Now let's take a look at the very next round. And this is one that V1 would be looking to win. They're against a save here, and also it's a 5v3. They're already caught out a couple players in mid here already, so it's a 5v3. But I just wanted to show you kind of some of the good utility usage that V1 have, and the structured team play that I thought was really, really good on this retake. So yeah, they are against worse guns, but I just want to show you how clean they managed to make this, because it is very, very clean indeed. So let's take a look here. Obviously, they wait for all 5 to be there, so they wait for the Astra to get up here, and what we are going to get is a couple things, and we're going to have to slow this down. So Let's take a look at the map first. So the first thing is that we get the Astralt across here. Very, very standard stuff for the Astralt to be there, especially on this kind of retake. But then we also get this breach stun, as you can see. You can see that FNS has done his own stun here. But what we're about to get is the jet dash down here. And as well as that, 2 flashes. So one here and one there. And that's going to time perfectly. You can see how many lines I've just drawn. Perfectly with what the jet is doing. So we'll run it forward pretty slowly. So there goes the stun. As you can see, out comes the jet. Here comes the flash. They also get a suck here as well. And away they go. And you can see that the opponents are flashed. And also, Effie's had managed as well to get his Aftershock into hell as well. And that also managed to get a kill on FNS. So I just thought that that was a really cool retake. And, you know, it ends up with them, you know, only losing 1 player. And I just thought it was really clean and really well run and executed. And the timings were also really, really good. That showed you, you know, V1 kind of know what they're doing. But another thing that V1 are quite good at is quickly adjusting, and I mean super quick adjusting, because let's take a look at the pistol round for them on attack. And you can see here, just by the way that this is kind of set up, and the chamber trap as well, this was meant to be a C hit, but it's not going to be a C hit at all, and it's going to adjust super fast. So let's take a look at how it goes. So here we go. They go towards garage. Victor spots them with the jump peak with the neon, and I want you to watch how fast that they react, because within a couple seconds they've gone towards garage here. But if we just look at the map and look at these 3 players, they look at how quickly they pivot and just run it up B instead, and how fast that is, and how fast the breach knows to react to that as well and come back towards his teammates because he has the spike. So that whole C plan is gone now. You can, if we go back to the map quickly, you could see how quickly OpTic had reacted to that and moved towards C, believing that it was a C hit, and how quickly V1 had surprised them and managed to go towards B. And you know, they are going to get slowed there by the chamber trap. But they are just going to, you know, run it all the way down and even run it through B. And I really like this as well from Effie's here, is that he's got the spike. He's in this position. Obviously, his teammates are all the way up here. And you can see they begin to look back towards him. He's in a bit of a problem because these 2 have spotted him here in the window. So what he's going to do, and you'll see it right now as we come back to the normal mode, is he's just going to flash this and run away. He's going to use that to just get out, right? Fires 1 bullet, but really he just had to live there. And so now, if we go to the map, I mean, this is just crazy around. They're going through the little cubby here to get to A, which is just like, you know, something that you never see. And very, very weird. So they flash to see if anyone is back here. They are going to make a small mistake here, obviously, with the chaos of this round. So they flashed in here to see if anyone was back here. Obviously, there is, and we can see that. And it's, unfortunately for them, it's yay. So it's even worse. And you're going to see there's a bit of an indecision. The Sky tries to get through. The Astra does get through, but then Penny decides he probably kind of wants to fight a bit. And so they end up losing 2 players. I mean, they're 5v3. And so you think at this point it's not going to go their way. But still, Xander is coming on the flank here. And Crashy's, you know, I don't even know what he necessarily should do. There's 2 pushing from one way, 1 from the other side. He's in a very difficult spot. So 4v3. But again, it's just going to be, I mean, the utility usage here that we're about to see in a second is absolutely insane. And when we watch the replay, it'll be even more insane. But, I mean, let's just pause right here. We're going to get breach stun. We're going to get neon stun. Suck here. This is just all from OpTic. From the side of V1, we're going to get a suck here from Astra. So that's clear. So that was the OpTic stuff. This is the V1 stuff. So they get this Astra suck plus this breach stun as well. And I mean, just all of the different colors on the map here are pretty insane. And then what's also going to happen, as we'll just run it through first, I guess, because what is going to happen is V1 are going to win this, and they're somehow going to come out of this in pretty good shape as well, taking a 4v3 into a only losing 1 member and killing 4. But as we watch the replay, because I'm pretty sure there will be a replay of it here, yeah, here we go. So we got this suck, but then also this breach stun that I talked about from Effie's. He then, as you can see, uses this aftershock here. That's going to kill Marv for absolutely free as well. So there was just a ton of utility usage from both sides. Again, kind of, you know, showing me that, you know, both sides have good understanding of how to use their utility, and it was all pretty well thought out. But ultimately, V1 just came out on top. And you can see an aftershock comes out the other way as well. But Effie's is just able to step back, maybe slightly misplaced from FNS, because he's just able to step back there and also managed to kill Ye. And so that left them in the 2v1, which they obviously converted. And so now let's watch V1 try and do a fast A take, but they are going to get delayed here. And as we play this through, you'll see what I mean. So you can see that with the jet running out there and the Astra was running pretty far as well, they wanted this to be a pretty fast take. We got the Sky flashing on A main also. But as you can see here, the breach stun, they're going to get slowed. They're going to get slowed by the Sova Dart and the breach stun. Obviously, they probably wanted someone to be in that Astra Suck so that they could just go and kill them straight away. So they get slowed down a bit, right? But again, it's just this individual understanding as well as kind of finding the right timing. And this is what I mean with Penny, because they probably believe here, OpTic, that they have slowed them down. They breach stunned it, they Sova Dart it, they got caught, so it's going to slow them down. And what they're going to do is they're going to skydog down short, and they're going to find Yay there. And that probably leads them to believe that, you know, all of the V1 players are still kind of in this area, you know, waiting for more information on what to do. But that is not what is happening, because Penny is going to catch them completely off guard here by the fact that he just never stopped, right? He was able to avoid that breach utility and get out there fast enough, and he just never stopped walking up A. And so what's going to end up happening is he's going to find this timing on Yay here and get a free kill. But now watch what happens, because the reaction is really good. Because once he had got all that space, the rest of the team is just full on running it up with him. You know, they're trying to just support him as much as they can. But what he's going to do is he's going to smoke here, but then as we watch this, he's going to smoke, and I want you to watch this little bird here, because out comes a flash. And there goes that flash. It just pops, and as we can see, Penny beautifully swings at the right time. Victor completely blind. The timing as well, the understanding, the quick adaptability of the team. Really, really good. Now, they are going to get caught off here by the Sova, which is a bit of a lack of awareness on their part, because, of course, the Sova Dart had come in, but they obviously didn't expect him to be in short. But anyway, they deal with him. They end up in this 3v2, and again, they are going to manage to win this 3v2 as we run this forward, and we start to get closer and closer. I mean, eventually, they aren't going to need this chamber look, but they'd also managed, you know, to get the chamber all the way up here. So even if they went like, you know, oh, these two died but only got one, they probably would have won this round anyway, because, you know, there's no idea that the chamber would be in that situation. But here we go. Effie's gets marved, and Penny finishes off FNS. And I just thought that, again, you know, we saw that understanding. That second kill as well with the Sky Flash, I thought was really cool. And now let's take a look at round number 17, because this one I think is going to show some of the maybe shortcomings of Neon. As I said, OpTic didn't win a defensive round with this, and I think that that is ultimately the reason why, you know, why is Jet so good? Because she's good on attack, and she's a menace on defense as well, whereas Neon, not as much of a menace on defense. And you can see they're going to try here with a Victor coming with a play, but they're just going to get breach stunned, and Victor is just going to give up the easiest kill of Penny's career to him. And that's, you know, a bit of a problem there that we see straight away. But as we keep running this forward, we're also going to see, I know that a lot of people love Chamber, but I do think that this kind of shows somewhat of a problem with Chamber. So they just skydogged into this area and not really seen anyone in the immediate garage area, and so Whippy is able to take a bit of space, right? But Yay is always going to come for a fight, and Yay's going to die. And this is like maybe a philosophical problem with Chamber, right? That you're often going to put your best fragger on Chamber, or at least one of your best fraggers on Chamber a lot of the time. And so that means that the Chamber is often going to go looking for fights. The problem with that is, if he loses that fight, like Yay did here, all of your Sentinel control that you have around the map is gone. You know, you have no control now over what the rest of the map is doing. Whereas, you know, if this is a Cypher, you can't convince me that they'd be in here. They'd be back here. You know, they'd be off the map if they could. A Cypher. A Killjoy as well, right? They'd be playing like way back or behind all their utility. Whereas a Chamber, you know, has to go looking for those frags to make himself feel worthwhile. But if he loses that duel, you know, then you have lost all of your control, and that is exactly what happens to OpTic here, and that just allows V1 the freest, you know, C site, you know, where OpTic don't have a clue what they've done. They've shown some A presence, and you can see here that the OpTic players eventually kind of start to figure it out as they clear through A, but ultimately, you know, they have no idea. They have to clear through all of it, and V1 get the easiest site take of their life. And as, you know, basically what's going to happen this round is Zelsis gets a free kill there, they get the plant, and it's just a complete save, and they go hunting them down. And there isn't much else to it, but again, you just saw like some of the things with this team comp that OpTic did, you know, didn't always work out after that initial stage. And now to finish off, let's just watch what V1 did in the very last round of the game to close this thing out. They are against, you know, not full weapons here either. Victor is going to manage to get that ult orb and get his ult off, but ultimately it's not going to be enough, and he's not going to find any value from it. So we get the Sky ult coming in, then we get this Breach ult coming in as well, and what I really love here is what Penny does. because Penny is going to updraft onto this box, and he just about sees Victor in time. And again, just that movement ability that Jet has, just so good in combination with pretty much everything in the game. And I thought that this was just really, really cool. You know, obviously last round, or at least they're hoping it's the last round. Skyle, Breachel, great bit of Jet movement. They're in on the site, and from here, you know, they close it out quite comfortably. And again, I just thought it showed, you know, the level of V1's play was really high. They do lose one there to Xander. Nice bit of utility usage from OpTic there with the Astra Suck plus the Sovereign. I thought was really quite well done. But you're gonna see that it's just not enough, right? And that ultimately, even though they do go again, a couple players down here, FEC is going to die as well. We start getting those trades in, but V1 are going to hold, and Zelsis here just playing a bit ratty inside the smoke, and obviously the Sova probably not expecting it after he double shock darts it, but they get that one. And they kill Ye as well, and I just thought that again, you know, V1 showed themselves that yes, we are a top team, and we can not only compete at the top, but also beat some of the best teams in NA.